Hello, everyone. This is Ethan Perry from Loyalty 360, welcoming you to another episode of Leaders in Customer Loyalty. This week, we're excited to launch a special series called Industry Perspectives. You may recognize the name from some of our written pieces of the same title. Over the next few weeks, you're going to hear from a select group of leading consultants, agencies, and technology providers as they share their unique viewpoints on one simple but revealing question. To kick things off, we asked, what brand are you most loyal to and why? The responses are thoughtful, personal, and highlight the many different ways brands can create lasting connections with their customers. Let's dive in.
Being from Minnesota, when I got this question, I thought, well, the brand that I'm most loyal to is Target. And I have been going to Target since it was actually part of the Dayton's organization. And it used to be in the basement of Dayton's downtown Minneapolis. So when I was a little girl and we would go shopping, we would always adventure down to the basement, which then turned into, Target as we know of it today. In obviously the 1960s, I think it really expanded later on. But why I'm loyal to it is truly there's no surprises. It's convenient. It is a nice shopping experience. There's value. There's good quality. And when I reflected on this question, I was like, I don't think there's ever been a time that I was really disappointed. There was times where, maybe they were out of stock or something like that. But there's always been a consistent service and value when I've shopped at Target. So I've shopped at Target a very long time.
Yeah, I started my career actually working at Delta Airlines, and at the time worked on some cool things that I've always sort of loved seeing some of those things come to life and seeing them in real life, and so but that's not the only reason I'm loyal to them. I do think they have a great product. I think they've done a really good job of building loyalty into the member experience or into the overall customer experience. So they're doing some awesome things with not just treating high value customers well, but also creating sort of a seamless path into the travel experience, using loyalty as the way they do that. So that's one that I've always been pretty loyal to, and always interested to hear kind of what's next with what they're doing.
Okay, well, you're going to laugh at me, but I am loyal to Aldi, and it's because they really know their audience. We are fine with no frills. We want value. We laugh at ourselves when we go in the aisle of shame, and you never know what treasures you're going to find. The employees work really hard. They're fast. It's like a well-oiled machine, and we're actually loyal without a loyalty program because we know that a loyalty program would incur extra costs, and we don't want that. So Aldi is really what we at Maritz call cult loyalty. It's like you're either in and you're really in, or you're out. But I love that brand.
There's a few of them that I'm really loyal to for different reasons. I think one that always sticks out and it ties to our industry is Air Canada.
Okay.
Loyalty there is on business trips that I'm taking. It's typically a brand I want to stick with for a number of reasons. They'll take care of me. So I know when push comes to shove, if I need to get home and get on an earlier flight, or if my travel arrangements need to change quickly, they'll do that. But honestly, what really sticks out is it makes me look like a hero on the personal side of things. So on family trips, you get those upgrades, or you're able to get into flights that make you look really cool in front of the kids. So it's really that factor that drives the loyalty there.
I happen to be a Premier Platinum member on United, so that probably is the one brand I am closely aligned with because I spend a lot of time on airplanes. And I think that sometimes, for me personally, like I really enjoy personalization, and I also enjoy, employees who pay attention to the littlest details. And last year, or this year, I happened to be flying back from Berlin, and it was my birthday, right? And the head purser, I was asleep. I woke up, there was like a card in my backseat pocket, signed by the captain, signed by the crew. Thank you for being a platinum member. I was like, you know what? That's the level of detail for personal that is like really awesome. And it's maintained, like I enjoy all of our other air carriers as customers, but United for me is really in my backyard because I live in Colorado, and they've been great for me.
I have a few, I would say, that I'm very loyal to. I have different reasons.
Okay.
For those who know about Kobe, you know that we're strong on emotional loyalty and pioneered that many years ago, and what it means to have it as an input. I would tell you my reciprocity brand is bar none AMC, and the way that they have treated me as a customer through the years, I am deeply loyal to AMC, and actually a lot through COVID and what they did in terms of creating things like private movies and all sorts of things that create opportunities for me when my kids were little. So love AMC. And then there's the habit side, or a little bit of a status for me, which is very much so Wusthof and Caraway. I love to cook, and they don't have traditional programs. There's nothing like that, but I am very loyal to them, not through a programmatic lens, but through just an interaction through a status lens.
So the brand I am probably most loyal to is United. I've got all the credit cards. I earn a ton of points, and I love it because I'm able to take my family on all kinds of trips for free every single year. I'm Canadian, so the best thing about being a Canadian and living in the United States is you get 2 Thanksgivings. So I get to fly home for Canadian Thanksgiving, and I do that on points with United. And then I get to fly home at Christmas to visit my parents. I do that for free, and I bring my wife and my 2 kids at Christmas for free. And then we go on March break, on spring break. We do that for free. It's just so valuable to me to be able to do all those things. It's so satisfying. A lot of people say, what it's all about is creating emotional connections with your loyalty program. And I 100% believe in that. But I also think points drive huge emotional connections. Like, I am so excited whenever I redeem my points and I'm able to fly my family somewhere for free, right? That creates a real emotional reaction for me, right? And as a result of that, I'm super loyal to that brand, right? I try to fly United wherever I go because of that.
Amazing insights, and thank you so much to all of our contributors: Becky Hill from Points at Work, Brad Macdonald from Epsilon, Mary Luckey from Maritz, Len Covello from Engage People, Noel Outlaw from Switchfly, Wendy Culpepper from Kobe, and Lenya Guno from Kairos. Please be sure to join us next week to hear more from our panel of experts on what they perceive as the biggest challenge in customer loyalty today. In the meantime, please be sure to subscribe to the Leaders in Customer Loyalty podcast and the Loyalty 360 YouTube channel so you never miss any of our great content. See you next week.